Hey, this is Ron Armstrong, director of the indie short film War is a Bitch, and today I'm just chilling, cooling out. Been working like a dog again, working on my script, trying to set up meetings. You know the deal. It's what every indie filmmaker has to do. But today I want to talk specifically about what an indie filmmaker needs to do in order to get their film out there to the public using the power of social media. Specifically, I want to talk about the workflow and some terms you need to be familiar with. So let's talk about that. The first thing you want to do in getting your film out there is to reach your core audience. What is comprised in that core audience is as follows. We talk about number one, you're going to have your early adopters. These are individuals who will be exposed to your film, or we can use the term brand, those are interchangeable, and they will really get into it. They'll be the first ones to maybe show up to a screening, to maybe get back to you via email and ask questions about your film, such as where is it screening, is there any information on the cast and crew, and so forth. So those are your early adopters. The next is your brand champions, and these are individuals who will really take hold of your film or your project and get excited about it. Now, no matter whether your project is on Kickstarter or you've just finished the editing the film and you're getting it out there at the screenings, your brand champions are the ones that are going to really go out there and proselytize, get the word out about your film. These also will become what I call as your brand loyalists. They'll be very loyal to the cause and very loyal to the subject matter of the film. It could be a documentary, it could be a narrative. They'll really get into the project, the idea of what you're talking about, the world you've created, and be very loyal to that subject matter or theme. This in turn can create brand ambassadors. Now, brand ambassadors are typically individuals that you may hire or contract to go out there and to talk about the film, get the word out there, and they can do it in various means. They could be doing it by sending emails out, an email blast out. They can do it by blogging about it or talking about it through their social media channels, through Twitter, Facebook. That's the job of a brand ambassador. Now, one of the things you want to do in order to create a brand ambassador or a brand champion is to offer an incentive. And the perfect example is Kickstarter, where you're posting information about your project, looking for financing, but you need to offer them an incentive to invest in your project. And that's how you get a brand champion. This makes use of what I call is the Hawthorne Effect, or the term is actually the Hawthorne Effect. It wasn't coined by me. But in short, what the Hawthorne Effect is that when you're conducting a type of study and you ask for input from a research group, once you get the input, once they understand that their input will determine the outcome of a particular product, they're more likely to go and talk about that product because they had firsthand experience in its development and its manufacturing. And that's the same thing you can say with a movie, with a pre-screening. When you have an audience come into a pre-screening and you tell them that based on their feedback, it will determine the final cut. Once they understand that, they're more likely to go out there and then spread the word out about that film if they truly believe that their opinion has been incorporated into the film. That's the Hawthorne Effect, and that's what you want to make use of to get your film out there. And again, it can come in various forms. You can offer a t-shirt, a cap, a percentage of the movie profits, their name in the credits, whatever is needed so that they feel somehow tied into the project on a very fundamental level, that they've had a hand in its development. And that's really a very powerful tool, again, called the Hawthorne Effect. Now, one of the things that you want to do in getting your film out there through your audience is that you don't want to try and reach 100% of your audience. That's the wrong way to go about it, and not even the big studios do it. You only want to try and reach 10% of your core audience, because that 10% will actually influence the remaining 90%. And that 10% has to be comprised of what we call as the KOLs, the key opinion leaders. They are the ones that will spread the word to the remaining 90% and get them moving to the theaters or to buying your DVD. Now, the trick is for you is to identify those key opinion leaders, and they usually come in the form of critics or individuals who have a lot of friends on Facebook or a lot of followers on Twitter, who are avid moviegoers, things of that nature. But those are the individuals you want to reach first. They comprise of your 10% that will trickle down and influence the remaining 90%, because you're not trying to do this very broad reach with your film. So next is when you start to get your film out there, again, you don't want to try and be a distributor or an individual who tries to get it out to everybody out there, because that's just not possible. You want to do what I call is kind of like parallel marketing. You get the film out to those individuals who are in your direct line, meaning those individuals who are in your social network or in your business network or close network. And then from that point on, you want to leverage the power of other networks, whether it be friends who have social media followers, or whether it be friends who have a large email list that they can blast information about your film out to. That's how you start leveraging the power of those other niche lists. But that has to be done in parallel. It can't be done linear, like one after the other, because then the process doesn't work and you don't create that buzz marketing that you need to get your film out there. So anyway, that's a little bit about getting your film out there and the process and the workflow you need to go through to do so. So you have any questions, I'm Ron Armstrong. You can contact me at ronarmstrong@gmail.com. Thanks.